that is a stable environment for students to be in. And so, as far as the technology is concerned, and that how most students now use their cell phones for most things. And so, if we're looking at, we can kind of see the spiral effect of, okay, if students are going from actual textbooks going to more of a internet-based classroom, then we're going to have more students who are looking at mobile devices for longer periods of time, and that's going to also, or looking at computers for a greater period of time, and so that's going to cause eye strain. And how are you going to, monitor the time that your student spends in this virtual education setting? But it is a trend that we're going to, and so that's just kind of a sidebar to it. But for e-learning and online tutoring and virtual learning environment, also, some of the advantages of what if a student has an interrupted education, let's say they had an injury or they had an illness, and that's one way for them to, if they're in an e-learning environment, to be able to catch up on their work because they won't necessarily be missing school, or being penalized for missing school because all of their information is in a virtual setting. And so they may have some extra liberties there in order to finish their classroom work, if it's in a Google Classroom or e-learning environment such as Blackboard or any of the other technologies. And so again, the New Heights Show on Education has a number of classes that are available online. Some of them are free and some of them are paid for children and adults who wish to utilize the virtual education option. And they have the Natural Speller, Financial Literacy, Orphan Train. They offer Japanese and Spanish. And also there are animation courses versus that are levels 1 through 5 that is offered by instructor Chad Stewart, and it talks about Adobe and how media online through the Adobe connection and filmmaking in that course as well. And another one of our instructors is David Lanzett, and he offers Generation Self-Employment as a virtual option to adults and children, and that is a platform for the self-employed who have developed a set of small business courses that can help with that particular area of the work or economy environment. And also, Chad Stewart also has a drawing course that talks about the foundations of drawing and drawing animation, if you're interested in that. And also, we have Georgina Woodbine offers personal and professional development courses in our virtual education department at the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education. And she has a plethora of information regarding personal and professional development coaching overview courses. One is, we're going to switch gears here from high school education and virtual education as it relates to K through 12. So at this point, if you want to not allow your children to listen to this portion, it's not like it's explicit or anything, but it does not revolve around the K through 12 area of education, but it is in a virtual education learning format, and it is offered at the New Heights Educational Group at the New Heights Educational Group .org. And she offers professional coaching courses in the virtual realm on the 5 secrets to create a life you love, which is helpful for adults in the virtual learning environment. Also, total body and soul, and also how to choose your career path when charting for success. And of course, that could be applicable to your children as well in the high school arena or high school area who are starting to try to figure out, what courses they want to actually take and what career path they want to choose. And then she also has a course on how to make big bucks without selling your soul, which, of course, is always very interesting and intriguing. And then create a life you love and how to turn your passion into your profit. And also how to write a book in 30 days or less. And so these are things, some of these will be something that you might want to offer to a teenager, but definitely in the adult learning environment as far as virtual education is concerned. These are some great resources. And she also has Jewel Inspiration and Reflections, The Journey of Life, um, and 1 minute motivations that you can use just when you need them. And also, of course, I spoke about some of the information that I have on as a partner with the New Heights Educational Group. I have several books out there for various areas. And for the genealogy portion and the genealogy course that is offered through New Heights, I have Our Family Tree album and My Baby book that actually allows grandparents to journal through the genealogy of their grandchildren or document that and also document their family history as a partner course with the New Heights Educational Group. And in that virtual learning format, I also have a 4-week course regarding the World Knowledge Academic Workbook and also a book called Find Love in the Darkness and Black River. And one of the things I wanted to give you a snippet and an overview of the Black River course because it's one that actually spearheaded my writing, and I offer that in a virtual format so that I could be able to reach more people and more listeners. And so before we end out the show, I I want you to go onto the New Heights Educational Group and look at all of the virtual education options that they have out there. But remember, if you're a parent out there and you're looking at other options for virtual education, just remember that no matter what format you're in, whether it's in a homeschool environment or private school, virtual school, or e-school, the students are moving to a virtual education um, platform or format. And so um, we as parents need to understand that that's the trajectory that education is going in, and we're going to have to be more involved and more vigilant in the technology aspects of whether it's a tablet or a mobile device, and how we can make that safe and secure for our students. But I wanted you to hear a snippet of um, what Black River and the Find Love in the Darkness is all about, and I'll come back after that.
I'm Buffy Williams. I would like to tell you about my new project that I have started. It's called Black River. It's my opportunity to share with the community um, thoughts on suicide and depression. I have dealt with depression most of my life, and my goal is to be able to share with high schools and colleges and community agencies information and speaking engagements free of cost to them with your help. Um, my story of growing up in the African American community and dealing with suicide and depression. I hope that you will find my cause worthy of your contribution. My goal is to be able to create a novel along with a journal so that the persons that are reading the novel can process through their thoughts on suicide and depression, and it will give them an avenue to be able to talk with their families and their communities. I also would like to be able to go into schools, high schools and colleges, and community agencies and be able to be the face that connects with students in the African American community and be able to have them know that they're not going through the struggle alone. The journal will be dynamic. For those of you who want to contribute on any level, I welcome that. Anything that you could give would be a great help to me. I will have awesome rewards. I will have bookmarks. Some of my journals will be available as well. And for the high contributors, of course, a copy of the novel journal when it comes out. Also, bumper stickers so that you can support Black River. So I hope that this is enough information for you to be able to understand what my project is all about. I am a certified counselor, but my goal is to be able to reach people across the world and be able to let them know that they're not going through the feelings of depression or mental health issues alone. Thank you, and I hope that you are compelled to contribute to my cause.
Well, as you can see, that was a while ago, and I have definitely been able to accomplish that. So, of course, that gives me a good feeling. It also gives me a good feeling to be able to offer this in a virtual online format. The Black River Project was something that was near and dear to my heart, as you can see. And my primary focus is the African American community, but I touch students from all backgrounds all over the world. So I have been able to do that, and I'm so grateful that that project has come to fruition, and I'm delighted to be able to share that throwback with you on how Black River kind of came about, because that's something that I don't think very many people know, that I was able to overcome that, and I just wanted to be able to share the story and help other people heal. I'm not by any means offering counseling information over the airways, but I do encourage people to seek out resources within their community. And also, if you've had a chance to listen to me read the Easy Tunes, there are additional resources that I read at the end of the Easy Tunes that are on the back cover for people who are struggling with different issues. So by us moving into the field of virtual education and just virtual education overall, you can see that it offers us as a community an opportunity to reach our community outside of um, the place in which we live, or the city or the county in which we live, and be able to impact lives globally. And that is what we're here to do. If we can shine light to the world through the virtual format, then we need to utilize the virtual platform to our advantage, to be able to better the lives of our students and better the lives of our children. So through the e-learning format, if that's something that you're looking at, just remember that the New Heights Show on Education has virtual education and free courses for persons who may be looking at finishing their high school education, or if they're looking at extending their learning experience, either graduating through a virtual learning environment or augmenting their services. I also offer what is called the World Knowledge Academic Enrichment Program through a virtual format platform through my partner, the New Heights Show on Education. And if you're looking for an academic enrichment program, I do encourage you to look at that resource as well. I also have a facilitator's guide that is a companion to the actual workbook that the students receive. And then there is virtual online information that the teachers can utilize within the classroom, to include course curriculum maps, so that they can have a format for putting together their lesson plans. And all of that is accessed through the Google Classroom if you are interested in purchasing that course. But I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And on next week, we're going to talk about the challenges faced by teachers. But I want to thank you again for joining me here tonight on this evening with the New Heights Show on Education, the New Heights Educational Group, to talk about virtual education in all aspects, K through 12 area, as well as for us adults